Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new, please consider subscribing. My name is Yadi and I'm a licensed beauty educator who creates educational videos for beauty professionals in training and those who like to continue learning. In this video, we are focusing on the Texas Cosmetology practical exam, and we are on the permanent waving service and blow drying and thermal curling. If you find all of this information helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who you may believe could find all of this information helpful and prepare them for their state board exam. With that being said, let's get started. The next section is permanent waving service. Please wrap a minimum of 6 perm rods in the center back section. You'll be instructed by your rater to demonstrate saturation and a test curl. You have 22 minutes to complete this section. You'll be informed when you have 11 minutes remaining. You may begin. All right, you guys, the minute you hear you may begin, that is when you're going to sanitize your hands and reach into your kit and grab your permanent waving bag. This is what your bag looks like. And let's set everything up so we can start wrapping our 6 perm rods. Second paper towel, you guys already know how this goes. We have 2 towels along with the hair clip. We have our chemical cape. We have cotton. We have our end wrap papers. We have our mock chemical solution. It's water, you guys. We have 2 all-purpose combs. We have 2 rat tail combs. We have 4 clips, and of course we have 6 perm rods. So we're just taking everything out and we're just simply going to put our bag, original bag, down so that we can drape our mannequins. So we can drape our mannequin, we can use one of those clips to put all the hair up and away, and we can start our draping process. So again, remember that your first towel can be folded just like this to go around the neck, and you can simply tuck it in. We can then grab our cape. Here's our cape. It's hard to see what's happening in front of you. Okay. I'm going to do the same with the cape. I'm going to tuck it in. Then grab my second towel. Remember, we are draping towel, cape towel, and we are placing it right around, and I'm using that clip to simply hold that towel in the back. And that is what our draping looks like, towel, cape towel. Okay, now let's start setting everything up right in front of us so that we know everything that we have to work with. Okay, we have again some end papers, and you're only wrapping 6 perm rods, you guys, so just set the end papers right next to you. They can be right on top of the original bag. We have the cotton. Okay, and you guys, we also have gloves. Obviously these will be used towards the end when we apply our mock solution. All right, very good. So we have everything laid out in front of us nicely. And again, feel free to use your spray bottle to really wet the hair. What I want you guys to start off by doing is we're going to section out the front 2 sections of the mannequin. We are going to be wrapping the 6 perm rods in the back center of the mannequin. So I would say comb the hair out first to make sure that it is tangle free. Set that down, then grab your little rat tail comb and start sectioning the front 2 sections first. Ear to ear. right, now let me move you guys to get a different angle so you get a better view of the back of the head. But again, first two sections are separated, and now we are ready to do the back. So let me move you guys. Okay, so now that we have the front sections done, what I want you guys to do is to measure out the size of your perm rods. So they want to see them in the back center. This is the back center. So we're here, okay? And you're simply now just getting this hair out of the way. Again, I didn't do anything too fancy with the sections in the back. I'm just separating them from where I am going to be wrapping the perm rods. So now that we have everything sectioned out, we can now continue with wrapping the perm rods on the mannequin. So remember, we're just doing 6. We're measuring out. Okay. All right, awesome. You guys, if you're right-handed, make sure that you have everything on your right-hand side so that it is a lot easier for you. I am trying to position myself in a way, check out that haircut. So in a way that it's easy for you guys to see. So I have my end papers right next to me. Again, I'm right-handed, so I have everything on my right-hand side. And you can do bookend, or you can use two end papers, you guys. For sure, what's important is for you guys to have the hair nicely saturated, okay? So make sure that you wet the hair nicely, okay? And rewrap. Okay. Over. And we keep going. Again, make sure that everything's nicely wet. Now remember, they want you to wrap 6 perm rods. Making sure you guys can see and have a good view of what I'm doing. Again, we're doing the permanent waving service for the Texas Cosmetology practical exam. If you need to wet the end paper, then do so. There. That's 3. We have 3 more to go. You want your work to look nice, even though this is not a real perm you're doing, right? At least something that you want to practice. Practice on your mannequin as much as possible to help you with speed, because you're going to be shaky the day of the test. I'm sure everyone will be. Even if you feel like you are prepared, it is a natural feeling to be nervous, of course. So as long as you have practiced, everything will be fine, okay? And voila, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There they are, okay? Notice how everything looks nice and smooth and nice and clean. So, sanitizing my hands, okay? And I am now ready to apply the cotton around the perm rods. So, I do this. Just like this. I'm tucking that in. Perfect. I will then continue to putting on my gloves. And at this point, you guys, make sure that your station is nice and, clear of anything that may be trash or anything like that. But for the most part, our station is nice and clean. And so at this point, you are going to raise your hand, okay? Once you have sectioned out the hair, you've wrapped your 6 perm rods, you have placed the cotton around it, you're going to raise your hand, that therefore the raider knows that you are ready to demonstrate saturation and a test curl. And hopefully before they start this section, they let you know, they give you specific instructions as to what to do when it comes to that point of you demonstrating the saturation and the test curl. So we are ready to demonstrate saturation. Here is my mock solution. And of course it is just water. It's not actual perm. It is just water. And so what we are doing is we are going in and we are saturating each perm rod thoroughly all throughout, okay? And obviously this is just a little color applicator bottle, but can be used, for this test for that reason. We're going and saturating each perm rod. Once you're done with this, you guys, this comes with a little top. Make sure that you close it. You just need to do that. And then of course, the way that we check for curl, okay? A test curl, we can grab the one in the center, and you come in and you're slightly going to undo it and come in here and give it a gentle push to check for curl formation. That is how you would do it in real life. And you push it back and forth to see, and then you will simply wrap it back up and hook it, and that is that. That's what they want to see. Once they have approached you and they've seen the saturation and the test curl, they will then most likely say that you can continue with the disinfection process, and that's when you will then take everything down. Do not take the perm rods down without them looking at you do the saturation and the test curl. Okay, so that is extremely, extremely important. But once they've checked, you can then continue with the cleanup process. You already know what that involves. Taking all this down, putting everything back into original bag, and then back into our kit. So let's do that. Trash, sanitize. The perm rods, you guys, can be trash, okay? Remember, you're taking the trash back home, so do not worry. Sanitize. You can take all the clips off. These clips, along with these combs, your bottle. this can go back into the kit or into the trash bag. We are then going to remove that top towel only from our mannequin. And we're throwing that into the trash. We're grabbing our disinfectant spray and we are disinfecting our work table. Guys, if you feel the need to then raise your hand again so that they see, you can. Candidates, please stop working. All scoring has been completed for this section. Thank you. The next section is blow drying and thermal curling service. Please blow dry wet hair and complete curls in a section of your choice using a curling iron. You have 22 minutes to complete this section. You will be informed when you have 11 minutes remaining. You may begin. Now, you guys, before we start this section, I want to point out what is it that they are looking for. They want to make sure that you're sanitizing your hands, that you're preparing the mannequin for service, that you blow dry one section on the mannequin of your choice, and then that you establish a base using a thermal iron. They want you to do one curl on base and another curl off base. So that's exactly what we are going to do. All right, you guys, so once they say you may begin, we of course always sanitize our hands before we go into our kit to get our bag. So here we go. So this is our blow drying and thermal curling service bag. This one is heavy just because obviously it has your blow dryer and your curling iron all inside. Everything out. This is neck strips. We have a round brush. You guys, so I have 2 curling irons here, and that is just because I want to demonstrate using either a Marcel or a traditional spring curling iron. So obviously you do not need to take 2 different ones. I'm just doing this to show you, and you decide which one you want to use the day of the test. So we have our curling irons. Of course, we have blow dryer. We have some hair clips, right? We have 4 hair clips. Of course, we have some all-purpose combs and some rat tail combs. We have 2 towels and a clip to hold the towel down. We're going to pull this hair out of our way first so that we can grab a towel and wrap it around our mannequin, just like this. We're using one of those clips to hold it in the back. Okay, just like that, that's perfect. Once you have done that, this towel, you guys, just set it to the side. What we're going to do with this towel at the very end is we're going to wrap our curling irons on these, just because obviously you're gonna have to put this either back in your kit or in the trash. And if the curling irons are hot, obviously things can melt. And so we're going to use this towel to wrap our curling irons with. So, all right, immediately once you have this set up, I want you guys to quickly plug in your blow dryer and your curling iron. Now, I have a light here next to me so that it's better lighting, and so I only have 1 plug available. And so I'm just gonna plug in my blow dryer, but again, the day of the test, you'll only be using 1 blow dryer and 1 curling iron. So you know, you want to make sure that you plug everything in so that your curling iron starts warming up, and once you're done blow drying, you are not wasting any time waiting for it to get warm. You know what I mean? So let's go. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to blow dry the back right rear quadrant on the mannequin. So I'm going to section out the front 2 sections just to get the hair out of the way. and I can have better control of what I am doing. So I'm simply grabbing the hair that's in the front and I am clipping it away. Okay, so I already mentioned that I will be doing the back right quadrant. Do you have to do the back right quadrant? No, you don't. You can do whichever quadrant of your choice you would like to do. So I'm just simply separating and clipping the other sections out of the way. And I'm gonna move the camera so you guys have a better view of what is going on back here. Okay, so bear with me. All right, you guys, so this is what the back of the mannequin is looking like. And as you can see, I have sectioned out the hair that I will be blow drying, and I have that ready to go while the rest of the other 3 sections are clipped away. And again, this just makes the process a lot much easier and cleaner. So I hope this is helping you. So here we go. So we have our mannequin. And we are going to be, again, just blow drying. We have our blow dryer here. Next section. Look at that. Nice. Look, I just want to point out, look at that haircut we did earlier, those long layers. You can really see them now that we have blow dry that hair. Look how pretty it looks. Okay, but anyways, let's keep going. So we are done blow drying. I'm going to set this round brush to the side, and I figured that most of you will probably choose to use your traditional spring curling iron. So I'm going to start with doing this demo first. I'm going to try to get you guys the closest view as possible. Again, we are working with the right rear quadrant on the mannequin, but you can choose whichever quadrant of your choice to do the blow drying and to perform the on base and off base curl that they want to see. So before we start, we are going to get our neck strip out, and we are going to check the temperature of the curling iron just to make sure that it is not too hot. Okay, and I am going to do this. So you guys, it's very important that you guys do not forget to do this step, okay, the day of the test. This is now trash, sanitizing our hands because we threw something in the trash. All right, we are now ready to establish those curls that they want to see. Going to come in here, subsection a piece of hair, just like this. Okay, I'm using a rat tail comb, establishing a little base there. So establish a base. We are going to over direct the hair, and notice how I'm holding on. Make sure you're using your rat tail comb to protect the scalp, and you want to then gently open your curling iron and release that curl. There you have it right there. That curl is on base. I don't know if you guys can see it. There it is. That is on base. Awesome. Our next curl will be off base. Remember that when you're doing your on base curl, you need to over direct the hair in order for it to be on base, you guys. Now for the off base curl, again, here, hold, come in, open, bring it in. Use your rat tail comb again to protect the scalp. And then I am gently sliding off. And there is my off base curl. On base and off base, that is the side view of the curls. Because there will be some of you that will choose to use a Marcel curling iron that looks like this. This is a Marcel. I am going to do a demonstration of that on the other quadrant, okay? So again, but once you've done your on base and your off base, you've done the blow dry, all of that, then you're basically done and you start the cleanup process, which I will also show in just a second. But I just want to point out that I am going to do a on base and off base curl with the Marcel curling iron. Therefore, those of you that are going to use this one, you have a reference as well. So I'm going to do away with this here. I'm going to put that other section down and I'm going to pin this part up. Okay. All right, this is for those of you that are going to use a Marcel, okay? We're over directing the hair, we're opening. Let's protect the scalp by using our rat tail comb. Okay. There is our first curl on base. Here is our second curl. On and off. All right, you guys, right after you are done performing the curls, again, on base and off base, you then continue to clean up and put everything away. So immediately after you are done doing the curls, you want to go ahead and turn your curling irons off so that they start cooling off. Make sure that you unplug them, and I'm gonna sanitize my hands. I'm gonna start putting my blow dryer. At this point, you are cleaning up, you guys, so everything can go in that bag. You can now take the clips off your mannequin, put them back in the bag. And again, your curling iron, you can wrap it with that towel, okay? And do just like this, okay? Therefore, no one gets burned. It can go back into its original bag. You will then remove that top towel off your mannequin. Only keep the cape on for our next section. This can go in there. And easily this bag can now go into your kit. And you can start the disinfecting of the work table. And you will raise your hand that you are all done. Candidates, please stop working. All scoring has been completed for this section. Thank you. That is it for these two sections of the exam. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support and showing the channel so much love. If you found the information helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, please consider subscribing and let me know in the comments down below if you think these two sections are easy or do you find them a little difficult. You guys, let's keep going, let's keep growing, and I'll see you on the next one.